Every great love story needs a meeting, chemistry, and an obstacle to overcome. The greater the love story, the greater the obstacle. Who would Jack and Rose be without a sinking ship? Who would Noah and Allie be without her fading memory? Who would Joe and his leading ladies be without murder? There is no shortage of obstacles for Joe to overcome. But with whom does he have the greater story? Who is the best leading lady?
I don't know. I think he loves Beck more.
Seriously? Love is the clear winner.
I think Beck edges out Love.
Well...
I've never understood why people don't like Beck. She's exactly Joe's type. She's naive, independent, but also romantic.
And has daddy issues?
A little bit.
From the get-go, Love was a far more interesting character. She's essentially a caregiver for her brother. She has horrible family issues, and on top of that, she's a widow. She never overly complains about it and takes the punches in a charismatic way. I mean, she lost her husband and you don't hear her whining about it all the time. Beck literally whines about the same thing all season. My dad this, my dad that. Even Peach comments how she's always writing about the same thing. Love's friends gush about her.
I think Beck is just as strong. We see her struggling to find a way, yet she never gives up. She works multiple jobs while working on her MFA. Even when her professor tries to blackmail her and force her out of her TA's position, she fights back. She could take the easy way out. We see that Peach offers her money, but Beck always refuses. And when Peach offers to take Beck with her to Paris, she is adamant she is not finished with New York. She wants to stick it out.
Oh no, not Paris!
Bruh, Love's parents are literally millionaires.
Come on. Beck lived in a huge apartment in New York to be a writer and complain about it the whole time. Smells like white privilege. One of these ladies doesn't complain about it.
Love is so sheltered by her parents. She commits murder and they make it all go away. Love has a golden parachute.
Yup, and she is fascinating. Beck is boring. In conclusion,
Guinevere Beck was unspecial and mediocre.
Even in their first meeting, the chemistry between Joe and Beck is palpable. While similar to his meeting with Love, I think it was stronger with Beck. When Joe meets Love, he actively tries to resist falling for her.
Do you think this peach looks like a butt?
What kind of opening line is that?
I mean, it did look like a butt.
Joe's meeting with Beck was organic and faithful. She came into his life at a time when he needed love, after a heartbreak of his own.
You mean after murder?
It's not murder if Candace survived.
You know, sometimes the best meetings are the simple ones.
What's simpler than walking into a bookstore and meeting someone? Their meeting wasn't planned, unlike Joe and Love's.
He did everything possible to meet her, though.
Not so simple then,
Yeah, I got nothing. It was a terrible meeting. Joe's journey with Love is much more sacrificial. If anything, he took everything that he learned with Beck and improved in his relationship with Love. He takes the time to understand why Love is protective of her brother. He doesn't like it or understand it, but he respects it. In fact, with Beck, Joe is critical of her and the people around her. I would even say he doesn't think that Beck is very smart.
I disagree. While Beck thought she was unspecial and ordinary, Joyce thought her flaws were redeemable. He wanted to save her like a damsel in distress and uplifted the good in her. Even when Joe discovers Beck has been cheating on him with Dr. Nicky and hiding it from him, he chooses to see the good in her and forgive her. He gave her the benefit of the doubt.
Hey, remember that time when he killed her?
He never wanted to kill her. In his head, he was trying to preserve their relationship. He could have gone about it a better way, though.
You don't say. Joe thinks Beck is dumb.
No chill.
In his narration, he mansplains what he thinks is best for Beck. He does it a lot less with Love.
Did you just mansplain and patronize me in the same sentence.
Joe does not respect Beck. And honestly, does anyone? I mean, name one person that does.
You got me there.
He even says being attracted to a very smart woman is a double-edged sword when talking about love, almost implying he has never been attracted to a smart woman before. So...
Joe and Beck's kiss was a triumphant moment. Joe was doubting his chances with Beck after Peach's party. He thought all hope was lost. Then their kiss happens. The moment Joe overcomes all of the obstacles. And thus begins his epic love story. Joe even pulls Beck back in for a second kiss. Joe and Love's first kiss compared to this feels empty. When they kiss, Joe is reluctant, not elated. He comments, "Too much, too soon, too good." He is wary of where it could go. It's not the kind of kiss you expect from an epic love story.
I've learned some hard lessons. Fools do rush in. Can we just applaud someone who's trying to be careful in a new relationship? It's a better kiss because it's a smarter kiss. Romance stories have programmed our brains to crave impulse. Joe is acting much more rationally. He is less in a fantastical world, and he wants to do this right. Too soon, too much, too good, it's him acknowledging he wants to kiss her, but for the sake of their relationship, he wants to take it slow. We should all learn to love smarter.
Can we talk about how Joe sees Beck after his kiss with Love? Clearly he isn't over their relationship. He's still thinking about her.
I believe that was more of a haunting. He's frightened, not nostalgic.
Haunted by how good their kiss was.
Hey, remember that time where he murdered her?
You're forgetting one important thing. Ambiance. Joe and Beck's first kiss was in a place they both love, surrounded by bucks. Joe and Love's first kiss was in a fish market. So romantic.
Fish are nice.
Does Joe love love? Or just the idea of love?
That sentence has a lot to unpack. The thing about Love is that she is just as passionate about love as Joe is, and they both think in a similar way. They're equally committed. Joe does the impossible to prove to Love and to himself that he deserves her. He lets Will go, which was extremely risky and something that he definitely did not do with Beck. He is annoyed with 40, but is extremely patient with him because he wants to support Love. Joe would never do that for the people in Beck's life. He even says at one point, "I don't think I've ever been in love before. It's been infatuation."
Like I said before, Joe and Beck are like fireworks. As an audience member, you feel intrusive watching them on screen. Love pursued Joe as much as he did her, while he had to chase Beck. This is what makes him more attracted to Beck. He loves the chase. Joe obviously has a hero complex, so naturally he would be more attracted to someone like Beck. With Beck it feels as if he needed to be with her. Whereas with Love, Joe is trying to prove he was worthy.
Joe expresses many times that he wants a future with Love.
Sure, but ultimately when it's revealed that Love is a killer just like Joe, he becomes disgusted by her. He loses trust in her and even tries to kill her. The only thing that saves Love is the fact that she's pregnant with Joe's baby. And as we know, Joe cares about protecting children.
He's disgusted at first, and yes, he tried to kill Love, but he killed Beck. Why? Because she thinks he's crazy, which he is. But Love assures him that she saw in him what she saw in herself. They were made for each other. She woofs him, and he woofs her.
Yes, that's very sweet. But as Candace said, if he loves you, that's the most dangerous thing. And who does he kill? Beck, not Love. His love for Beck was stronger, and as a consequence, was more dangerous. Just like chemistry. After all of this, do you really think Joe is capable of love?
Depends on how you define love.
I mean romantic love, or is he only capable of obsession?
Joe is way too delusional for real love. Though I think there's something to be said about how he cares about Paco and Ellie. It's almost paternal. Most likely because he didn't have much of a paternal presence, and he sees himself in Paco and Ellie.
I think there's also something to be said about Joe's relationship with Delilah, right? It almost seems healthy.
You saw that too, yeah. They have a rapport that is honest and a foundation that's not built on obsession. Damage finds damage, they say to each other. He develops a true relationship with Delilah that isn't superficial. He acted as himself and wasn't thinking about his next move.
Yeah, even when Delilah finds Joe's cage, he doesn't want to hurt her. He says, Delilah will go free, even if it means breaking my heart. He was willing to save her over his own relationship with Love.
He didn't deserve her anyway.
Nor did Delilah deserve to be killed by Love.
Also, Joe is trash and obviously doesn't deserve Love. So, do you agree with us? Are you Team Beck or Team Love? Let us know down below. And don't forget to join us again next week for our review of You Season 3. Who do you think's going to die this season?